In this video, you'll learn how to build an AI agent with Slack that you're going to be able to interact with about any internal documents that you have. It could be SOPs, meeting transcripts, any notes that you have like about your company, about your employees, etc. Now let's see how it works in action. So on Slack, I have this bot and I can talk to it. I can say something like, what is Intel Scale? And Intel Scale is my agency, and I have this document pulled up in the internal documents that I have. So it has the Intel Scale description. Intel Scale is an agency that helps businesses streamline operations in order to scale, save time, and increase revenue by creating custom AI agents and automations. See that the AI agent responded with that information. It says Intel Scale is a company that focuses on helping businesses, blah, blah, blah. Now what we can also do is talk to this agent in different channels. So I have this final test channel, and essentially I can ask a question to this bot. And you can imagine that you have like multiple team members in this channel. And now I can ask, like, what does Intel Scale do? And what's cool about this is, in this case, the AI agent is going to respond to the thread. So we can have like these threads in communication and just talk to the bot in channels. So if I click here, and as you see, it responded in a thread. So this is how the bot works. You can add more documents into it so that it has more knowledge, but essentially this is the main workflow. So now let's go ahead and build it out from scratch. So the first thing that we're going to build is this end-to-end skeleton, essentially, of the AI agent, so that we can, interact with it. We're going to load some data into the kind of the knowledge base, and then we can attach it to Slack. So what I'm going to do is just search for the AI agent node. And what's good about end-to-end is, it attaches this messages kind of window, which you can open up and test the AI agent right here with kind of a chat. You don't need to attach it to like any other app just to test it. So for the chat model, I'm going to use the OpenAI, GPT-4o mini, pretty cheap, pretty good. And then for the memory, what we're gonna need to use is this Postgres chat memory. Essentially, we can use the window buffer memory, which is going to, work for test cases, but it's going to overload your server if you're self-hosting an end-to-end. It's not really going to work well in production if you are, if you're building it for a client, or if you are a business, or somebody wanting to implement this system for you. We're going to use Postgres. There's not going to be any issues with it. Click on Create Credentials to connect with. Click Create a New Credential, and then go to Supabase, which is going to be our kind of our hosting for our database for internal documents, for the chat histories, the memory, etc. So go to Supabase. You can create a free account. There's it's going to be more than enough for you at the start. I think you'll be prompted to create a new project, this window. Give it a name. Let's call it video test. Database password. Enter the database password. Choose the region that is closest to you, and just click create new project. Let's see. It's going to take some time to load, but essentially while it's loading, I think it's done. Yeah, just click on connect, and here you should have this transaction puller. This is going to be the connection that you want to make. Copy the host, go back to init-n, paste in the host where it says host, copy the port, paste in the port where it says port here at the bottom. Database, skip it, and then for the user, just copy this and paste it instead of the user. As you see, Postgres, it's here by default. Let me call it final video test. I'm calling it final because I've been trying to record this video for 5 times, and anytime I try to do it, there's some issue with the microphone or with recording. Hopefully this one works. So enter the password that you entered when creating this project. Just repeat it, and if it's correct, click save. If it's correct, it's going to show you the successful message, and then you can close it. And by default, you're going to have this end-to-end chat history stable. Just keep it. It's going to create it automatically once we send the first message. And then for the context window length, this is kind of the variable you can kind of play around with. If you want to, you can play around with it to increase or decrease the amount of previous messages that the bot will remember. So essentially, you say hi, it's going to respond to you. You're going to say how are you? It's going to respond to you, and then you can ask it anything from the last, five messages. It's going to have it as the context for you. Cool. So now we added the chat memory. Now we need to add the kind of the knowledge base. So we're going to use the vector, I think it's called vector store question answer tool. So here at the bottom, click here. Let's call it internal documents. And for the description, it's going to be call this tool when whenever you're asked about internal company, I don't know, information. I don't know, you can play around with it. You can use it for different use cases, but yeah, you get the point. It's just the description of whatever kind of information you're going to have in this knowledge base. Vector store tool, we're going to use Supabase, and then here you're going to have to create a new account. So not a new account, but you just need to create a new credential. Go to Supabase, close this window, go to project settings. No, sorry, you need to go to project settings, then data API, and then here just copy the project URL, copy, paste it where it says host for the service role secret. So essentially what you need to do is here in project API keys, there's the service role secret. Click reveal, click copy, and just paste it in right here. Once you paste it in, just click save. It should connect successfully. As you see, just click close, and let's see. For now you don't see any tables because we haven't created anything. So click this docs button. It's gonna get you to this end page, and then here click on this link, which should open up this kind of window. Just copy everything that you see right here. Go to Supabase, go to SQL editor, and then paste everything in and click run. Let's see. It should say success, no rows returned. Cool. Now if you go to table editor, as you see, we have this documents table, and as well as the documents table and the SQL editor, if I paste it back, you should see this function called match documents. This is going to be the function that is going to essentially look for similar documents based on the embedding vector. So you have this table, and now we can connect to it on Supabase. Let's see, you might need to refresh the window, or just close this and click it again. Choose the documents, and then for the options, just click add option. Query name is going to be this match documents kind of function that that was created. Just don't change this name unless you change it in this in the table editor. Yep. And now we connected this, and then for the embedding, we're going to choose the OpenAI 3 embedding 3 small. This is going to be the cheapest and like the one that is going to work for like 99% of the use cases, if not like 100%. And then for the model, you can choose anything, but again, I'm just going to use ChatGPT 401 mini, cheap, good, and it's going to be more than enough, at least for testing. If you want to use it, you probably want to update it to like GPT like O3 mini, or maybe to Claude, anything like that. So cool, now we have the working AI agent. It's not gonna know anything because we didn't add any information to the knowledge base, but we can test it here. Like I'm gonna ask what is Intel scale. It will not know anything. It will try to respond, but again, it does not have the knowledge. It just should say like, yeah, I don't have the specific internal information regarding Intel scale. Cool. So now we actually need to add some knowledge to the knowledge base so that the AI agent has it in its kind of access in its knowledge base, and then it can query it. So what I'm going to do is just duplicate this window, create a new workflow. I'm going to create a new workflow, and what we need to do here is just add a Google Drive node. And we are going to be looking for changes involving a specific folder. So if I choose, you need to create a connection in Google Drive. How to do it? Should I show it? Yeah, let's show it. Click on create a new connection, choose OAuth 2, search for Google Cloud Console. Here you will be probably like prompted to create an account. Just create it, it's free. Click create, create a new project. It's gonna probably prompt you to do it anyway. Then search anywhere, like either in like APIs and services, or in the search bar on the top. Search for Google Drive API. Click here, and then it's gonna have this button called enable. Just click it, it's gonna load up, and then this button is going to change to manage. Click manage, go to credentials, click create credentials, choose auth client ID, application type web application, authorized redirect URIs. Just click add URI, go to init, copy this URL, and just paste it in right here. Boom, and then click create. Once you click create, it's going to give you like a window with a client ID and also a client secret. You're going to see it. Just copy the values and just paste them right here. So client ID, client secret. paste them in, click save. It's gonna prompt you to log in with your Google account, with a normal like pop-up window. Log in, and then it's gonna be like should be a successful connection. So cool. Once you've connected, I already have a connection. Just choose the folder where your internal documents are. So internal, I think I called it like internal documents. Cool. So this is my, let's see, this is my kind of a folder with the documents that I'm gonna give to the AI, and then just choose watch for file created. So cool. If I click test step or test workflow, it should find this document that I already have. And now click download, search for Google Drive. Again, click download file. And here what we're gonna do is we're going to download the file that was created. So search for the ID, should be here. Yeah, ID. Just make sure it says JSON.id. There's like permissions.id. There's like probably like media.id. Just make sure it's JSON.id. And then click add option and choose Google file conversion. Click add conversion and then convert Google Docs to text. Cool. Click test step or like test workflow. It's gonna load up. You're gonna see this document with like data. You can click view and just preview everything that we have right here. Cool. So now what we need to do is actually, this is a binary file that we have that we downloaded. Now we need to extract the text from it so that it's like it's loaded into the memory with like into a variable essentially. So go to extract from file, go down to extract from text file, and just it's gonna automatically map like the data that we have right here. Click this step, and we get the text into a variable. So now we can use it to actually load it into like anything that we want. Now we're gonna search for, now we need to add it to Supabase. So let's do it by searching for Supabase vector store node, and then choose add documents to vector store. For the table name is going to be documents. Add option, query name is going to be automatically it's going to automatically be match documents. For the embedding, choose whatever you chose for the AI agent. So we chose embedding 3 small. So that's what I'm gonna put right here as well. And for the document loader, choose the default data loader. Choose let's see, for the metadata, we're gonna add the file ID. It's going to be important when we are essentially updating the files, and we're gonna get to it like in a second. But just go to the schema view, scroll down to the first module, and then find the ID of this module. Again, it should be like Google Drive trigger.item.json.id, not like permissions ID, not not media ID, item.json.id. Cool. And then for the text splitter, let's just use the recursive character text splitter. Chunk size is going to be I don't know, we can put 5,000, doesn't really matter. Chunk overlap, let's put I like to put like 10, like 5 to 10%. Let's just put, I don't know, 250. Essentially what this does, chunk size, is obviously you cannot feed everything into your AI model. You cannot put like a billion words into one context window. So what you do is you can chunk the text into workable chunk sizes, like 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 characters, and then you can put an overlap onto it so that it kind of preserves the context from previous like sentences into each chunk. So it does not matter for like smaller documents like this one that I have. It's it's less than 5,000 characters, so it's not gonna even be split into anything. But if you have like a large document with like 20,000 characters, it's gonna create 4 different rows, where each row is like 5,000 characters plus this kind of chunk overlap. Cool. And I don't think we don't need any options. Cool. Now if you click test workflow, it's going to download the file, extract the text, and upload it to Supabase. Cool. And now if I go back to Supabase, I click refresh, we have this have this row with the content of the of the file, with the metadata, which will have this file ID that we inserted, and also the embedding vector, which is going to be used for finding similar documents when we ask something. Cool. Now one more thing that we need to do is, like, if you are looking to build this in production, you actually want to use it, you might want to later change some of the documents on your Google Drive folder. So what's going to happen is, like, if you change something, it's not going to be updated on Supabase. But to make it update, what we're going to do is just copy this flow, paste it in, change file created to file updated. And then what we need to do is remove all of the rows associated with that file on Supabase, because Supabase by default does not have like this update kind of node. At least it's not, it doesn't exist on N8N. Did not, to be honest, did not look into the documentation to see if they have this endpoint or not. But we just need to delete all of the rows associated with that file and then just load them again. So I'm gonna search for Supabase. Search for Supabase, not Supabase Vector Store. Last time we used Supabase Vector Store. Now we're going to use Supabase. Choose delete a row, table name documents, and then select type string. And for the string, we're going to put metadata, kind of dash, 2 greater than signs. It's going to be file ID is equal to, file ID is the name of the metadata kind of property field that we put in. File ID is going to be dot star like, or no, it should be like dot star, and then open up the expression window, choose 2 open curly braces, $JSON.id. What it's going to do is just pull up the documents or all of the rows where metadata, where the file ID in the metadata is equal to this file ID, which was found in this document. So let me just disable this one. Let me click this. It should find some document. Cool. I think it should be the one that we have. Let's see. Yeah, with the Intel scale description. Now we can delete this row from Supabase, because as you see, we already added this document with this ID. Now it's gonna delete it, and if I go back to Supabase, it's gonna be deleted. And now what we need to do is just download it again. Let's see, we just need to replace this guy with let's see, with the actual ID. So let's see, put the ID from Google Drive, and then everything else is gonna be literally the same. So if it was deleted, now we're gonna download it again. We're gonna extract the text. We're gonna load it into Supabase, and now it's it should be here at like any second. And then on Supabase, as you see, we have this ID too. We have the updated text, and we have the metadata has the same file ID as well. So when you make another change to this document, it's going to also be reflected on Supabase. So awesome! Now we have this kind of working system which adds content to Supabase, and also updates content from Supabase. You can rename this, name this workflow, make it active, and it's going to be working. I'm just going to disable it for because I already have mine ready. So now what we can do is we already added some content. Now we can go back to this AI agent, and now we can actually test it. Like previously I asked what is Intel scale, it did not have the answer. Now I can ask it again, is Intel scale, and now it has this knowledge, so it should respond, right? Let's see. Intel Scale is a company that assists businesses in streamlining their operations to scale, save time, and increase revenue by creating custom AI agents and automations. Awesome. So it does have the knowledge, and if you add new documents, it's gonna remember them as well. And so all we need to do right now is just add it to Slack, because obviously if you just want to play around with this, see how the knowledge base works, this is going to be enough for you to test. But if you want to use it in production, let's see the rest of the video to see how you can connect it to Slack. What you need to do is go to Slack API. It's going to be like api.slack.com. Go to your apps, or like create an account, go to your apps. So now click create new app, choose from a manifest, and I'm going to provide a kind of a JSON file that you just need to copy and paste it in right here. If I forget to forget to provide it, just let me know and I'll send it over to you. But essentially it's going to load this kind of JSON string, JSON code, and then you need to just replace some of these variables. So instead of the name, we're going to call it video assistant. Description is going to be, just put a description. Display name is going to be what you see on N8N or on Slack. Let's call it video AI agent. For all of the URLs that you're going to see here, just put them as google.com, but we'll need to replace them. For the scopes, so as you see, there's like a bunch of scopes that are added. You don't need all of them, but they're going to be like more than enough for like 95% of the use cases that you're going to use Slack apps for. So just keep them, it's going to be fine. And then For the request URL also google.com, we're going to replace it. Click next, click create, and it's going to create an app for you which with already loaded up credentials, loaded up everything. Next, what we're going to do is just go to auth and permissions. So first of all, you're going to see all of the scopes right here. Again, if you did not follow the JSON manifest, you can just copy all of these permissions and just paste them in right here. What we need to do then is, instead of this google.com redirect URL, I'm gonna go back to init. I'm gonna add a node called Slack. Let's do send a message. Click, have a bunch of connections here. Click create a new credential, choose auth2, copy this URL, go to Slack, where is it? Go to Slack, paste it in, click done, and then click save URLs. Cool. Now what we need to do is go to, go to basic information, or basic information, copy the client ID, go to init, paste in the client ID, go to go to client secret, click show, copy it, and then paste it in right there as well. Paste it in this client secret, and then click create connect my account. I have like a window to log into your Slack account and allow everything. Do that. Account is going to be created or connected. I'm going to rename it to, this is going to be Slack video user. So this is going to be a user connection, not a bot or not an app connection. And now what we need to do is create an app connection so that we can send messages as a bot. We can watch for messages when somebody triggers a bot, etc. So go to Slack, then scroll down to triggers, select on any event, click create new credential, and then go to Slack, go to OAuth and permissions, copy the bot user OAuth token, copy it, go to init, paste it in. I'm gonna call it Slack video bot or app. Click save. It's gonna create the connection, and then one more thing that we need to do is on Slack, before reinstalling it, we need to go to app home, and then scroll down and then enable this messages tab if it's not enabled, and then click this checkbox right here. It's going to allow us to send essentially messages to direct conversation with the app. And then click reinstall your app and click allow. If you don't see this reinstall your app window, what you need to do, let's see. Oh, I think I know the issue. Yeah, before reinstalling it, what we need to do is go to event subscriptions. Here, this URL will not work. So go to Slack, copy this URL that you have right here in the webhook URL, in the trigger that we created. Copy this, go to Slack, paste it in. Actually, it's not gonna work. So to make it work, you need to click, click watch whole workspace, click test step, and now click retry. It's essentially gonna just verify the connection. Cool. Now in subscribe to bot events, you can just keep all of the ones that were loaded with the app manifest. You can also read them and read what they do. Click save changes, and now we should have be able to just click reinstall your app and it should be working. So let's see. Click allow, and cool. Now we didn't have any error messages. It was added. Awesome. And now if you go to Slack, you will see this video AI agent kind of app that is available to you. You can send messages to it, and you can also add it to any channel and use it right there. So instead of this chat window, we're going to connect the Slack trigger. We're going to select watch whole workspace. And then for the options, what we need to do, and it's very important, click add field usernames or IDs to ignore, and then click expression, put two quotes, go to Slack and just copy the ID of this bot. So how you can do it is just search for this AI agent, and then do just send the message. Click here, copy the link, paste it in, and then select this ID. Go to init and then paste it in right here. Essentially, what this will do is it will prevent the bot from talking to itself forever, because if you don't put this, the bot is going to send the message, it's going to reply to you, and then it's going to be triggered by its own message, and it's going to respond to itself. Then it's going to respond to itself responding to itself. It's going to be like a forever loop until you run out of money on your OpenAI account or whatever model you're using. Cool. So you've done that. Now we can now we can configure this AI agent. Instead of the chat input, we're just going to use the message that was sent on Slack. So user query is going to be, hopefully you can see this, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So user query is going to be, let's put it as open curly braces $JSON.text. And then for the memory, we're going to use click define below as well. And here we're going to use the channel ID. Essentially, why we need this is you need to load some kind of a session ID so that the bot understands like, okay, previously this member had a conversation with me. I'm going to load their memory into my kind of, into the prompt. This time, this person talks to me. I'm going to load their memory into the chat. So it makes sure that like each team member, if they interact with this bot in like separate channels, they have like different memories. Also, if you interact like in a private channel or like in a public channel, it's going to have the memory of the full channel so that you can actually, you can actually talk to it with different team members and have the memory of this channel. And then if you want to chat to it privately in the kind of private messages with the bot, it's going to have a different memory for it. Hopefully it makes sense, but essentially what you need to do, click expression, click type 2, open curly braces, $JSON.channel right here, and then it's going to be, I think, just fine. And now what we need to do is respond with the message that was generated by the AI agent. So go to Slack, choose send a message, choose send to channel, send to channel by ID, and then in the expression put in to open curly braces, $open braces, select this Slack trigger, click .item.json.id, and then for the message it's going to be also expression to open curly braces .json.output. It's going to be the output from the AI agent. Now what we're going to do is just test it. So let's click test workflow. Let's go to Slack. Let's send it a message. Let's say hi. And now as we see, it should be triggered. It's going to load up a message and we get an error. Let's see. Oh, cool. I guess instead of the channel ID, we just need to load up whatever they have. Oh yeah, instead of the channel ID, instead of ID, it's going to be called channel. So put it right here and we can click test step on this module only, and then it's going to respond to us. And we have this automated, and we have this message that says automated with this end workflow. And remove that by going to Slack, Slack node, click add option, click include link to workflow, and just disable it. And also one more thing, as you see, it responded to me as if it was me. I want it to respond as if it's the app, it's the bot. So instead of the this account, choose the account that has the bot connection. So I called it video bot connection, and then click save, click test step. Let's see what's the issue. I might have chosen a different connection. What did I call it? Slack video bot. Let's go. And it's going to send a message from the bot connection. Awesome. So now this is kind of a fully working system, except for two little things. It's for now only working if you click test workflow. We're going to actually enable it, but before we do that, we'll need to replace the events URL with the production URL. But before we do that as well, what we want to do is, if you want to use it in channels. So here you're chatting to this AI agent in the direct messages. So it's going to work fine. You're going to talk to it, it's going to respond to you. But if you're using it in a channel where it is invited to, it's going to look for, it's going to be triggered by each message that you send. And if you have like 10 team members in one channel, it's going to respond to every single message. You don't want that. You probably want to, trigger the bot somehow. Maybe you want to, you want to click add, then mention the bot, and then talk to it, and then only in that case respond to the message. So to do that, what we need to do is we just need to filter out the different types of channels. So search for the if node, select channel type is equal to, if it's equal to IM, it is a private message. It's called instant message on Slack. It's gonna respond to our to our message on Slack. If it's false, it means that it's not a private message. Then we can check if the message includes the mention of the bot. How we're going to do it is also by using an if node. And instead of checking what type it is, we're going to check if the message contains the ID of the bot. So click test step on this if node, go to expression, click this button, and then you can copy the, let's see, where is it? copy and paste this text. It should be select trigger.item.json.text, and then choose contains, and then copy the ID of that bot that we pasted right here, and then paste it in right here. Click this step. Right now it's going to be false. It's not even going to go through, but you know, if I change this to group, which is going to be like a private channel instead of the instant message, click this step here. It's going to go to the false section because it's not an instant message. It's going to trigger this one, and then we see that this message hi does not contain the mention of the bot, which means we're not going to respond with the bot. If it does contain the message, it means we mentioned the bot. It means we can respond to it. So click test workflow, then go to Slack, and then here invite the bot to one of the channels. I'm going to put /invite at video AI agent. I'm going to invite it to the channel, and now I'm going to type in, I'm going to say at video AI agent hello, and now it will respond to us, right? Because this is a private, this is a channel. It mentions the bot and it will respond to us. But if I say hi, well, first of all, I didn't trigger the workflow, so it's not going to work. You know, if I click test workflow, it should probably, let's see, will it be triggered? No. So we can send another message saying hi, and it should not respond to us. Again, because as you see, it checked that it was a private message. So it's not a, it checked that it was not a private message. Then it checked if it included the text, if it included the mention of the bot. It did not. That's why it did not respond. Now it's working. And one more little thing that we can do is we can respond to a thread in these channels. So what we can do is go to if node, and here what we're going to check is if the channel type was group, right? If it's a group, we're going to, let's do, if the channel type is not equal to IM, which means it's either a private channel or a public channel, we're going to, so if it is not, it means it's a private channel, which means we can respond to a thread. So just copy this node, paste it in, let's see, connected, and then add option, click reply to a message, click reply to a message here, and then for the message timestamp to respond to, click expression, open this window, and then search for the event TS, which is going to be the event timestamp. And now in the case of the false, it means that it is a private message to the bot. It's going to respond with a normal message. So let's see how it works. I'm going to click test workflow. I'm going to send a message to the channel with mentioning the bot. So let's ask, what is Intel scale? And now it should respond into a thread. So let's see. It's loading up. It's, you know, looking into the memory, and now it's responding. As you see, we have a response here active. For some reason, it responded twice, but it's not going to be like really a problem. We're gonna, once we enable the bot. So cool, right? Now we can click test workflow and test it when we are sending a private message to this bot. We can just say hi, and it's going to respond as a normal message as we previously saw. As you see, it's loading up, it's sending the message, and it's just replying as a normal message. Awesome, the bot is working. All you need to do now is click Slack, click this button, click production URL, copy the URL, make the window active, click got it. On Slack, go to events and subscriptions, click change, and paste this new URL. It's going to verify everything, click save changes, and now the bot is working, it's live. We can use it in production. We can load new documents, ask it questions. Let's ask something else. What does Intel Scale do? And then we get the answer. Intel Scale helps businesses streamline their operations by creating custom AI agents, blah, blah, blah. And as you see, we get the data and it's working. So now you can use this AI agent for pretty much anything, for any internal documents. You can load up SOPs, you can load up meeting transcripts, meeting notes, and talk to the AI agent about it. There's more complications, you can add more features which will ensure that the quality of the responses is better. And it's going to actually pull up the correct information based on the type of document that you have. I can make a video on it separately. Just let me know if you're interested. Also, let me know if you have any other ideas for me to implement and record videos on. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Hopefully my yapping made sense. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll record a video on it or respond in the comments. Bye-bye.